Under the golden glow of the late afternoon sun, the gates of the grand estate shimmered like quiet sentinels guarding a realm of untold fortune. Yet, on this particular day, the man standing before them looked nothing like the billionaire he truly was. His once crisp navy uniform now hung loosely over his slender frame. The cap on his head cast a shadow across his weathered face, and his rough, calloused hands clung to the cold iron bars, as though they were the only thing holding him steady. To a passerby, he was simply another aging gatekeeper, earning an honest wage, lost in a world far removed from luxury. No one could have guessed that behind the deep lines of that dignified face lived a man who owned more land than the horizon could hold. With companies spread across continents, and a heart both blessed and scarred by life's choices, this was Henry Adjuel. And today, his duty was not to guard his estate, but to safeguard his only son's future. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the West's power of seeing people for who they are, not what they own, take a moment to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Stories of Keenness. Together, let's spread stories that touch hearts and inspire change. Henry's plan had taken shape over weeks, each day bringing him closer to a truth he needed to uncover. His son, David, was engaged to a beautiful young woman named Naomi, a woman whose charm could light up any room, but whose heart Henry had yet to truly see. He'd witnessed too many friends lose their fortunes and their peace by trusting the wrong person. So, he decided on a timeless but revealing test. He would disguise himself as a poor gatekeeper for 1 week, stationed right at the entrance of his own estate. Only his most trusted assistant knew the truth. To Naomi, he would be just another servant, unless her character proved otherwise. The first day passed without incident. Naomi arrived in a chauffeur-driven car, a diamond bracelet glinting in the sunlight as she stepped out, her perfume trailing behind like a declaration of status. Henry greeted her with a polite nod. She didn't even glance his way, her attention fixed on her phone. Day after day, the pattern repeated. He opened the gates each morning, closed them each evening, rain or shine, without a single word or acknowledgement from her. Henry wasn't looking for praise, only a trace of kindness. But none ever came. Then came the moment that would forever be etched in his memory. Naomi arrived earlier than usual, her crimson dress vivid against the ivory walls. Her expression was tense, her steps sharp. As Henry opened the gate and moved aside, she stopped abruptly. In her hand, she held a plastic bottle filled with a dark, sticky liquid. With a cold smirk that never touched her eyes, she tilted it and poured it over his head. The icy drink soaked his cap, ran down his face, and drenched his shirt in humiliation. Her laughter, sharp, cruel, and hollow, cut through the air. Then she walked away as if nothing had happened. Henry stood motionless, the uniform clinging to his skin, the sting of shame burning deeper than the chill of the liquid. His mind drifted to his late wife's words. You can always see a person's soul in how they treat those who can offer them nothing. In that instant, Henry knew. His son was standing on the edge of a heartbreak that could shatter his future. Still, he did not rush to judgment. He wanted to be certain, to see whether this cruelty was a passing moment or the truth of her nature. Over the next few days, he watched quietly. Naomi never apologized, never offered a kind word. Instead, her arrogance grew, her indifference deepened. Henry's heart grew heavier with every passing day, knowing what he would soon have to do. When the day of truth finally arrived, Henry shed the faded uniform and stepped into the tailored suit that had once been his second skin. The humble gatekeeper was gone. The billionaire had returned. He called Naomi and David to the grand hall, where chandeliers gleamed above polished marble floors that had seen generations of the Adjuel family. David looked puzzled, unaware of what was coming. Naomi's eyes widened as Henry entered. Not the quiet old man by the gates, but a man of authority, composure, and grace. With calm precision, Henry told the story of his week. The story of the invisible gatekeeper whom Naomi had dismissed and humiliated. Her face shifted from disbelief to horror. David's hand slowly slipped away from hers. The silence that followed was heavy, almost alive. Naomi stammered, trying to explain, to excuse her cruelty as a joke or a bad day, But the damage was done. Henry didn't shout. He didn't scold. He simply said, "Love without respect is a castle built on sand." The engagement ended that day, not in fury, but in quiet, undeniable truth. David was heartbroken, but in time, he understood. His father's test had not been cruel. It had been an act of love. Months later, David met someone new. Her kindness glowed brighter than her smile. When she met the real gatekeeper of the estate, she shook his hand and thanked him for his work. One evening, Henry watched the young couple laughing together in the garden. And at last, the heavy weight in his chest lifted. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Stories of Kindness, so more people can experience the power of seeing beyond wealth and appearances. Before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Henry did the right thing? Share your opinion in the comments. Your words matter more than you know. Life often reveals truth when we least expect it. The greatest tests don't always happen in boardrooms, battlefields, or classrooms. They unfold quietly, in ordinary moments that show who we truly are. Henry's story isn't just about wealth or deception. It's about values that stand the test of time. Kindness, respect, humility, and the courage to protect those we love, even when it hurts. In a world where appearances deceive, it's easy to judge someone by their clothes, their car, or their title. But as Henry's disguise proved, none of those things can hide or enhance the true nature of the heart. A kind soul will always shine, no matter the disguise. And an unkind one will always reveal itself, no matter how polished the surface. We may never need to wear a disguise to discover the truth. But all of us face moments that reveal who we are to others. Will we turn away from someone in need? Or extend a helping hand? Will we judge by what we see? Or take time to understand what lies within? If Henry's journey taught us anything, it's that love without kindness is empty, and respect is the foundation of every lasting bond. Let this story remind us that the smallest gestures, a smile, a thank you, a moment of patience, can mean far more than grand displays of wealth. If this message touched you, please like, share, and subscribe to Stories of Kindness. And in the comments below, tell us, have you ever seen someone's true character revealed in an unexpected moment?